Hey guys, how's it going? Today I was reading some articles and I came across this interesting article, and I thought I'd share because of the impact that it would have on precious metal, gold and silver precious metal prices. So I thought I'd share this with you. Anyways, this article was posted on English Russia website a few weeks back. I think it was like January 8th, posted on January 8th. So it's talking about how there's 1,800 tons of gold being stored in Russia. Okay, and this article really only has mainly pictures, but it's got a few little details here. But mainly it talks about how um, they recently had an audit of their facilities, and so they're going through with a bunch of pictures showing their storage facility and showing them actually, you know, auditing and counting their supply, which I thought was interesting because when's the last time the United States government allowed an audit into their facility, into Fort Knox? So this in itself, I mean, it can be a debate where people can say, hey, the United States may not have the supplies that they claim to have, um, but Russia, what they're doing is they're actually auditing and has proof of their gold supply. And so this talks about the photos here. It says photos from main storage gold storage of Central Bank of Russia. Almost 1,800 tons of gold is stored here. This is the main storage of gold in Russia. This makes Russia to be number 6 in the world by gold storage. Okay, so there's some other pictures. Apologize for the viewing. I still haven't figured out how to get the websites directly into the video, so I'm doing the old school way. So anyways, the article also talks about 10 years ago, Russia only had 3% share of the total world gold storage, and today Russia has 17% of the world's gold storage. So they are obviously making a move, and who knows, maybe they know something that we don't. But they're accumulating, and it may be something that we might think about doing for all the gold and silver stackers. If you're continuing to stack, this may be a good thing here in the near future. Okay, so more pictures of how the gold is being stored there. Okay, going on to the next page. This is mostly just pictures, so there's not really a lot to be talked about. I'm just gonna slowly scroll through these for you. But talking about this, Friday, yesterday, obviously the stock market tanked over 665 points, and silver and gold and precious metals also took a big hit yesterday, as well as cryptos. So whether whatever is happening, something is happening and triggering all this volatility. And my personal my personal thinking is that if the market starts to crash, and I think this could be the beginning of a market crash slash correction. If it continues on like this, and we actually have our correction like we've been due for the last, for years, we've been due a good size correction. If it continues on, I think in the short term, I think precious metals would probably tank with it, with the market. Everything's gonna tank. I mean, I think this is gonna drive everything down. But as it continues, as the correction and as the correction continues, I think that investors are going to be looking for a safe haven. And obviously, historically, safe haven has been gold, silver, precious metals, and whatnot. And I think people are going to start looking back to, towards that route. I know there's cryptocurrencies, but in a market that's crashing, I don't think anybody in the right minds, even millennials, are going to think about putting all their money into cryptos because of how volatile they are. I mean, who knows? It is the 2018, so they might be dumping all their money into it, and it might be the next big thing. Who knows? But going back to the last page, you saw right there. Not only do they have gold in their storage, they got a crap ton of silver. So they're holding silver as well. So obviously they know something's up, and you see all of this here is all silver. All of this is silver, and so they're holding a ton of silver as well, and they obviously are doing it for a reason. So whatever that reason is, it's something that we all need to really think about. Um, I mean, I haven't stopped collecting or stacking silver. I do mainly silver, but I do occasionally buy a little bit of gold here and there. But I think silver, if and when the the prices start to go up again, I think silver is going to be the big winner when they're just set to. I mean, they're positioned to actually make huge increases in itself. So I mean, if that's it. That's all the pictures there are. But thinking about that, you just really need to think. What's your plan in case this market it turns out to be the correction that we've all the experts have been talking about. What are you gonna do? You're gonna put all your money in cash? I mean, hold all your money in cash. I mean, think about what happens in a crash too. It's if you have all your money in a bank, you're not going to be able to get that money out. Like if you have large amounts, you're not going to be able to get that money out. Banks only they mainly limit the amount that you can take out, usually daily, weekly, or whatnot, depending on what bank you go with. So you might want to think about maybe pulling some of that out if you're gonna stay cash, because it's gonna be hard. I mean, obviously credit cards and all this electronic ways of paying for stuff is not gonna go away. But if you also look at prices of food, groceries, all that stuff. If you haven't noticed, it's getting more and more expensive to buy your daily, groceries and meats and all that. So the dollar is losing its value that way. So I mean, I think having a little bit of diversification in precious metals is a good thing. And I think maybe not this year. Maybe I think within the next few years though, you're gonna see silver probably hitting $20 here, and I think gold might be working its way up to $1,400-$1,500. Um, this is I'm talking about near future, as in the next 2 to 5 years. But long term, I think it still has the potential to go up back to the $30, $40 mark. I'm not one of those that believe that gold and silver is going to skyrocket to the 20,000 mark for gold, or like the $100,000 mark for silver. I think that's way out of reach, and I think eventually, if that does happen, it's going to take a discovery of a new technology which requires the use of gold and silver to the point where they just need to take it off the market. And gold, I don't see that happening. Silver, I do believe that it has untapped potential when it comes to use in not just medical but technological advancements. Shit, as far as like shit hits the fan scenarios, I don't believe in that. I think the U.S. economy is stable enough to where that's not going to happen. So I don't hold my breath for that. But as far as the other stuff, yeah, I think it's a good idea to have some a little bit, 5 to 10% of your portfolio in precious metals. Obviously, diversification is key when it comes to that. So that's that. I just thought this was an interesting article. But yeah. Tell me what you think. Post, comment, subscribe, and we'll talk about some other issues when it comes up, or if I find some other interesting articles. And look forward to my upcoming unboxings of a few more orders of precious metals. That's going to be coming here in the next few days, few weeks. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time.